toys, books, tapes and DVDs, antiquities, oddities, an embalmed horse, all at amazing prices. Necropolis, serving up everything from superheroes to the obscure. 59 Passaic Street, Garfield, New Jersey. Don't forget to visit the haunted basement for some spooky deals. Necropolis, 59 Passaic Street, Garfield, New Jersey. Patronize if you dare.
Argentina's greatest hits will not be seen at this time. Instead, we bring you this even more disturbing program. Good evening and welcome to Cult of Contempt. The show will begin shortly as soon as we get transmission to space. No! In the meantime, let's...
Divine, are you a lesbian?
Yes, I have done everything.
Come down to the class bar. It's fucking nuts.
Oh, why have you got nothing to say? Hey! She's been a bad girl. She's like a chemical. Oh, you try to stop her. She's like a knockout.
Band that brought true meaning to people, bringing out so much aggression, so much pleasure, so much hatred, so much blood, so much tears, so much wisdom. This band brought it.
3, 4. So he dropped the ball again, just like they did with Spider-Man. They turn out shit, and we keep watching. Harold Ramis is turning in his grave. Bill Murray don't give a fuck as long as he's getting paid. Dan Aykroyd's crystal skulls in space.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm just wondering, how much you pay for rent for this apartment of yours here?
$23.65 and there's black mold.
Welcome to the stage, the most beautiful woman in the world, almost. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Divine. Woo! The words are cockled.
We'll go with that.
Misuse me, confuse me, abuse me, mistrust me, unjust
books.
Hey! What's up, groovy people?
Good evening. Hello, people.
Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Welcome to the Cult of Contempt post-tribute show to the Clash Bar, and Santos is here to join us and talk about his transformation into Divine.
Yes.
There's a lot of different things to talk about in the evening. How would you like to break it down, gentlemen?
First, I'd like to turn off the air conditioner.
You can actually hear us?
Yeah, so they can hear us.
To reiterate, if you're just joining us, this is Cult of Contempt, and we're talking, at least in the beginning, about the big show, tribute to the Clash Bar, as Phil was saying. And I think we had a good time. I mean, for an odd Saturday in August at the Clash Bar, that was a pretty good night. Usually summer nights aren't really the best time to have a show.
It was a good turnout.
Yeah.
You know what happens on summer nights?
Fucking
summer loving, having a blast.
Summer loving happens so fast.
Yeah, we should have done that.
Yeah.
Me and Divine. It was a good time.
That would be fantastic. Great. Yeah.
Next time, we're going to take some time and plan things out a little better.
That's cool.
It was a great
We had 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
So did you wear Spanx?
No, I did not. No, the whole thing is that if you're Divine, you have to really just let it all hang out. You know what I mean? I was actually afraid that I was not going to be able to fill her shoes because, she's a very formidable character.
Larger than life.
Well, there you go.
balls like steel balls, man. I mean, she didn't take anybody's bullshit. She was like all business.
She was my idol. I mean, when I was in my 20s watching late teens, early 20s watching those movies, man. I was completely like, oh my god, this is probably one of the funniest, most entertaining characters I've ever seen. And John Waters is the man's a genius.
For sure.
Hands down. He's like one of the finest directors.
He's like the king of the absurd.
He's the Pope of trash.
Yeah.
And he points out absurdities in society and Cecil B. Demented absurdities in Hollywood.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I was watching a little bit of that documentary. I got to take a nap for a change because I was off on a Saturday, which is very fucking rare. And I put on that documentary, and ultimately I fell asleep. But John Waters was a good-looking dude in 1972.
Yes, he was.
He kind of looked like Steve Buscemi. He had long hair and like Steve Buscemi in what was that? Airheads. You know, he kind of looked like
yeah.
Like when Steve Buscemi kind of looked like somebody doable.
Like a chihuahua with long hair.
Yeah. But like I don't know when he's in fucking Billy Madison,
What the fuck? He's like an angry little voice. I love Steve Buscemi.
Me too. He's got no problem getting tail now, I'm sure.
No.
So how long did it take you to become Divine?
4 hours. About more than 4 hours.
Wow, it's like Freddy Krueger's makeup. And you look so much better.
That's like a real Hollywood sitting 4 hours.
Well, working with Sonia and Christine, I mean, they were incredibly professional what they did.
Right.
They made sure that they were going for the highest level of appearance that they wanted me to be Divine. I mean,
it would not have happened without Christine and Sonia.
It would have happened horribly. You would have just looked like fucking Kamala.
I cannot thank, especially. I mean, Christine did a lot, but like Sonia was my number one. She was Riker.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Steve Weiser.
And Gwen. I have to thank
Gwen did her part.
She did a very important part for me.
Yeah, Gwen had the task. Would you like to tell him what the...
Gwen Lopez is so hot right now.
No, I'm not going to do that because Gwen will be like, are you fucking crazy?
Really? What? She just shaved your back.
Oh, okay, well, it's out. Yes, yeah.
Dude, no.
Okay.
Did she use a weed whacker?
Lighten the fuck up in life.
Great.
Anyway, here's the thing.
That a long time.
I love her, but
part of prepping myself, I had to shave. I had to shave my hands. I shaved my upper torso.
Right.
Not your arms, obviously.
No,
that's
but
like
up to
forest,
here.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I've done it before, but So I'm like, oh shit, and because I have a razor that I would use for my back, I don't know where it is. I'm like, so I said, Gwen, can you do me a favor? She's like, what? It's like, could you be a really sweetheart and shave my back for me? And she was cool with it. She had no qualms about it. She's like, yeah, sure, no problem.
2 months later.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Turns out Gwen's into furries all along. Or she has an affinity for Gorilla Grodd, the DC villain. She'd be like, hey, Grodd.
Oh, God.
You're my monkey master.
Well.
That'll be your come on line. Be like, hey, want to shave my back?
Hey, baby, do you want to shave my back?
Hey, little girl, shave
Alright.
There's nothing like a back looking like shag carpeting that really turns a girl on.
I thought you looked splendid, Santos.
Thank you very much.
I think everyone thought that
lovely
you
ladies.
really fucking epitomized Divine. I mean, you really became that character, and everybody had a good time about it.
I mean, your part. You did your part. Sonya did her part. I was Spielberg.
Yes, yeah, you were the overseer of the occasion. Well, I have
just
to
pat myself on the back.
Just a little bit.
All right. I was Abrams. Okay.
I was gonna say go
Spielberg
modest.
lights.
All
right.
I was J.J. Abrams. I only invented Lost.
All right. I was Roger Corman then. Ed Wood. All right. Is there any lower than Ed Wood?
We were talking in the car about how I went about and was able to get this over.
The character becoming the character.
Yeah, right. Well,
I mentioned to you at one of the fittings, like, hey, just immerse in the material, watch the movie.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the one thing we kind of let the cat out of the bag. The person that you saw on stage was actually the me behind whatever facade that you see. I'm actually. There's a part of me which is I say that he's the guy in the engine room of the SS Menendez.
Oh wow!
And he's the one who's the outrageous person, the absurd person, the very funny person, the loud person.
So you channeled your id.
Exactly. I channeled my inner self, the self that people.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you. There are a few people who know that part of me because they've known me for a long time. Lisa's one of the people who actually knows. Who's seen this before, but it doesn't come out very often. It's been kind of paved over years after year.
So your Hulk came out, and your Hulk is a cross-dresser.
Well, there you go. Exactly. Yes, my Hulk is a 6-foot-tall drag queen.
It's a drag queen. As Divine said on 11
You won't like me when I'm mad, sweetie.
Crossdresser is what you are. A drag queen is what you do.
That's true. That's very true.
So would you ever come home and just throw on, a nice summer dress and a pair of stockings and hang around?
Sure, why not?
Yeah?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I do that.
See, I wouldn't because,
Don't box him in, Jim Cook, with your definitions.
You
okay?
can't be gatekeeping this.
Spielberg. All right, that's it. He's fired. I'm gonna make 2 calls. Wait, I'm in your apartment. Listen.
I have to say that being in the dress and the whole outfit and the wig, I was extremely comfortable wearing all that.
You look comfortable. You were moving great.
I was ridiculous. It was very cool. I was very comfortable. Sonia and Christine made sure that everything fit without any kind of like rubbing or any kind of braiding or anything like that. And
no chafing.
All right.
No chafing. Exactly. No chafing.
I'm gonna give you guys a little process and to show you how brilliant Sonia is.
Okay.
So we found a dress, but it had no tulle. Tulle is a material. It's common in like wedding dresses and stuff. It's
the poof stuff.
Tulle. Anyway, so
9 minutes single.
To buy a dress with tulle, that meant we would have had to return the first dress, and so she just found a freaking skirt. Put the skirt on the feet. Then we got to save on the shoes. All he had to do was wear some sandals. The problem with shoes was he couldn't walk in heels because he's 6'2" to begin with, and heels, fancy heels in a size 15 are really fucking hard to find.
Right.
Huh.
We scoured the internet, and when we did find this stuff, we were way priced out.
Yeah.
So Sonia played community theater costume seamstress and fucking hit a fucking home run. I mean, everybody that went to that club probably had no idea it's a skirt and a dress. Did you know? Probably not.
I mean, my nails.
I know you were up at night thinking about it. You know.
My nails are painted for the flip flops because and they are still painted. I did not take the nail polish off. Not yet. Don't know when I'll do that. I have no idea. I may raid Gwen's for the next color if I decide to do another color. Anyway. But no, basically...
We may have awoken a sleeping giant.
Oh, yeah. And she's 6'2" and she looks great.
A giant indeed.
So, the best story of the night...
What?
Alright, so I was telling Paul this yesterday. So Santos and I go to this regular open mic over at Russian Hollow in Little Falls. And we know all the guys there. So this new guy's been coming around named Carl. He's from Lodi.
Great dude.
And he wears a cowboy hat, and he does, kind of country rock kind of stuff. And he's got a good voice, and he's a good guy. And he came to the show because he liked the Aces. And so Santos recognized him, because you see the guy a mile away. I mean, he's the only guy in the fucking club with a cowboy hat.
Exactly.
So Santos, now you finished. What exactly did you say?
Okay, well... I don't remember what it is because throughout the whole thing, I basically, when it became that character, I kind of took a back seat to
So
that
you
character.
weren't cognizant of everything going on?
No, I was not.
Oh my God!
But what happened was, as far as my memory serves, what he said, which I think is the truth for sure, I walked up to him, I was like, Carl! I hugged him, I gave him a kiss on the cheek, I called his name, the look on his face, I think he turned white, yeah. And he had this look of shock on his face, and I told him, it's Santos. I'm dressed as Divine. And then the relief he had was so...
As he put in his post, I checked my sobriety, and then, I don't know,
he probably thought that you were some girl that he banged on some night that he doesn't remember.
Well, he checked his anal virginity, so I don't know if it was exactly the girl that he was thinking about.
How does one check their anal virginity? Let me go to the bathroom and shove a finger on my head. It's all ruined now.
Who needs to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, then you pop your cherry. Your anal.
Oh, Jesus.
Pop your own anal cherry?
You pop your chocolate-covered cherry there.
There you go.
Chocolate cherry.
You might as well go for a fucking prostate release at that point.
Oh, God. Animals for everybody.
Actually, Phil, I don't think that's all that gross. Or the whole prostate thing, that's a thing, man.
The prostate.
Every once in a while, Jim always acts like, you're the pervert.
Why do we have to go here?
Every once in a while, Jim slips and said, oh, by the way, there is a special button.
Oh, yeah. No, actually...
fuck it.
It can be enjoyable.
So am I the only pervert?
When I worked at the arcade shop, the old guy that worked there was this old dude who just chain smoked cigarettes, and he'd come up and tell us, I had to get my prostrate checked. We're like, I don't think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's a prostrate. No, there's no second R. It's just prostate.
So you had to lay down? Is that what
you're passed out.
You're prostrate.
I fought in Korea. Don't fucking tell me what I have to say.
I kind of want you to do the drag queen, but talk in that voice.
Oh, really?
And smoke a cigarette.
Okay.
With
Gwen, shake my back.
Was he David Johansen from the Dolls?
Let me tell you when I was in Vietnam. Oh,
in the bar, in the kitchen, in the living room compartment.
That would be fantastic.
I'll tell you, I was the second gunner in Da Nang, Vietnam in 1968.
All right, don't chip in else, sweetie.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. You got me going here.
I love it.
Wow. Santos Unleashed.
Right? I like it.
I don't think I've really gotten back into the engine room again yet. I'm still.
So this was a release for you.
It was a huge release. Yeah, it was a transformation.
You're like the Hulk when they merged. Like the banner brain.
Oh, that's right.
with
Yes,
the Hulk body.
You're like walking around in the Hulk Buster armor, but that was then when the Hulk busts out all mad.
Only in heels and a dress.
And now it's like the Smart Hulk.
That's very funny. I like that one very much. Yes, the Smart Hulk. I like that.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah, it's
Professor
right.
Hulk,
whatever. Yeah.
The Dale Keown run.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So,
I have super strength and a brain. You hear about that? Fucking Spider-Man is out of the MCU.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, supposedly the deal is Sony got, what was it, 95% of the money. And
see, I heard different numbers. I heard they get all the movie, Disney gets all the merchandise.
No, but the other thing was that there was like changes Disney made to the movies, where Aunt May is like super hot, Marissa Tomei, and
Wowza, damn right.
And Mary Jane rather is not a redhead, and like people were like, why isn't Mary Jane a redhead? Da, 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 da.
And why isn't Flash Thompson a big dumb?
Flash Thompson's different, yeah.
Blonde hair, blue.
Because
the MCU immerses things into reality.
Well, no,
those are the kids that live in Queens.
No, but here's the thing. It's not even about that. The MCU had to make changes so that if Spider-Man reverted back to Sony could do it the way the comic book did it.
I see.
Okay.
And then if it happens that they get the rights to Spider-Man again, he can come back, they can get those people again and do that shit. I think what's going to happen is that Sony's going to get shamed into just like, yeah, okay, here, you can have Spider-Man and Venom and all
At least let him finish the freaking trilogy.
No, it's better for the big picture. Like, Sony's walking away from so much money to be like, to balk at 50-50 of like $1 billion.
In terms of storyline, Tony Stark bequeathed a very advanced computer satellite kill drone system into Peter's possession.
But they can also retcon all that shit and say, oh, it's all Mysterio. It was all in his head.
Does anybody else feel like just like a fucking cow that's just like led into the Spider-Man movie, and it just doesn't matter who the fuck these people are or what they look like? Spider-Man! I don't know. It's so fucking retarded. Like,
I like this kid as Spider-Man.
He's good.
Garfield.
I've hated every Spider-Man movie until this. Really?
Really?
I fucking hated Tobey Maguire.
You didn't like it? I thought the first one was
you're a
good.
big Sam Raimi guy, and I thought it was shot really well.
I love Sam Raimi.
The art direction
fucking
was
hate Tobey Maguire.
I thought it was good.
I hate what's her name is Mary Jane. Kirsten Dunst. Fuck her.
I don't know. Would you have banged her in the day? And don't say gross.
No. You know what I would have done? I would have probably taken her number and not called her back. Kirsten Dunst.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I only banged 10s.
Oh.
Like ones and zeros, you mean?
What? Oh god, that's horrible.
It's a good burn.
Magnificent bastard. One fill. 10 balls.
That's a good burn, but we should put our ex-girlfriends on magic cards and then play like a card game with them, like which one's hotter.
That's the nerdiest thing ever.
My love life is basically 6 to 8 mathematics. Except for now, I got a fucking 10.
What did Carlin say? I never fucked a 10, but when I fucked 5 2s, and I think that should count.
Was that Carlin or was that Dice?
Carlin?
A 10 is objective. Because I think, I don't know, alright, if we're going to play it in role-playing terms, I think like a 7 or an 8 that can play guitar or is a good artist makes them a 9. Or has an interesting hobby. Or, I don't know, wears a snake. Or...
Yeah, I like the quirky girls. I like artsy and silly and weird.
And so a thing to make them interesting. Because I went on a date with some pretty hot girls in my day, and they were boring.
Yeah, they'll bore you.
I had nothing. You know, I think
some people get it all.
I don't think I ever dated a 10, probably an 8 or a 9. But I don't know. It's all objective. I mean, unless you want me to show you old pictures and you're the judge.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna make magic cards of them, so you have to find old pictures.
What's her powers like? Bitching.
Being impatient, being late. This is a time spell. You'll never be on time.
Does sexual prowess increase their numbers?
Ooh, I like that. I might be a winner in this game.
Because
I don't know.
That's funny.
I haven't thought this much.
I don't know, like
nerds.
Oh my god.
Where you can get like a cold shoulder. That would be like a power.
No, in other nerd news, I heard we're getting the Matrix 4.
That's right. What are they going to do?
It's a trilogy. It's over. Please let it die.
I hope it's a crossover with Bill and Ted.
Nice. Nice.
Whoa. Whoa.
We're not even real. Whoa.
None of this is real.
The first one was amazing, and after that, it just went downhill.
Yeah.
The first
I
one blew my
literally
mind.
threw something at the screen when that dumb kid said, "I believe," and then, like, I don't know, shot something or died or whatever. Oh God, that annoyed me.
I just remember some kid bending spoons and a guy doing although it's just flying past him with like it looked like a fucking like a jellyfish was floating in the air behind the bullets, and I don't know. The Matrix to me was like my mom didn't want me to watch it because she thought I was gonna shoot up a school. And it was like a guy with like guns and like a trench coat, so it was like basically all I needed was guns. So I wasn't allowed to watch The Matrix, but I watched it anyway.
The first time I saw that movie and he took the red pill or whatever and he woke up in the fucking hive and pulled the thing out of the back of his head, I just lost my fucking mind right there.
I thought this is like Orwellian sci-fi,
Right?
Or
It was
Blade
really
Runner, or
right?
just, like,
At its
crazy
core, I
20s
feel like it
sci-fi,
was
yeah.
trying
Right.
to be. I feel like that was what it was trying to be. Like in the sequels, especially, like it gets even.
Got way too meta.
Well, that's the thing. It's
And what's with the fucking dumb orgy dance rave?
Oh yeah.
That went on way too fucking long.
dude, it's the fucking. It was the times. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna listen to fucking industrial music and neon lights are gonna.
Did we
play.
need to look at those people's feet for 20 minutes?
What the fuck are you drinking? Brown juice? What the fuck is that?
It's iced coffee, you troglodyte.
I thought he brought like day-old chocolate milk, like chocolate milk from 2 days ago.
That's what I thought
This is
so.
cold brew.
Yoo-hoo! You shouldn't drink that.
This is cold brew.
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
savages can drink your swill.
I thought you were drinking wine.
And your
That-
breakfast blend. Ugh.
This is actually iced tea, man.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well,
Like water.
well, it's a whore. That's the answer to everything on this show.
It's a hooah. Hooah.
Did you guys see my vacation pictures?
I loved your vacation pictures.
Quote unquote vacation.
We should show the audience again. I'd like to see
Let's
it again.
show-
Let's look at this in detail.
Here's
I did
where
not know you were a lion tamer.
I was taming that lion with a giant stick.
Which were
Here's me. If you look down at the bottom in the dead center, you can see me.
Is that a Coachella?
No, that's at the Overlook Hotel.
Yes, it is.
Polly.
Here's me. I was with the Chinese protesters. I was helping them protest.
Yeah, probably
Oh,
helping
that
the
last
government.
scene in... Okay, never mind. I'm
I
caught
was
up now.
helping them. And here's me surfing, catching
Wow.
a good wave there.
What
Yeah,
beach were
look
you
good in
at?
the bodysuit.
I was at Kokalua, Hawa, Maua, Kaua Beach in Hawaii.
You know, Adam West had to
Next to
surf an episode of Batman.
Kukulawaloa, Muafoa Beach.
Do you remember the one where we had the surfing contest versus the Joker?
Oh yeah.
I remember surfing with the Joker. Yeah, he surfed with the Joker. That was secondary only to the episode where he plays baseball. The Joker
Oh
and
my
escapes
God.
prison with
Oh, yeah.
a baseball. I think that's a bomb or something.
What did
Yeah.
he used to do all the That's it.
Yes, Cesar Romero was like the greatest Joker ever. When I was a little kid, it used to make me so mad that he painted over his mustache. And now, as an adult with a cool mustache, it's like, you know what? Fuck it, I would paint over it too. I don't give a fuck. Those kids won't recognize it. And if they do, they're probably a genius. Like me.
I think you should paint the mustache.
You're so modest.
Thanks. Thank you, Jim.
Uh-oh. It's James now.
Thanks, Spielberg.
James. Lion James.
Steven.
Wait, so who's worse than Ed Wood?
Who's worse than Ed Wood? There's a guy.
That trauma guy, maybe?
No, you know what? There's a guy, Todd Sheets. I wouldn't say he's worse than Ed Wood. I would say it was the 90s and he had less resources than Ed Wood. And he shot these movies on, like, video. Like Zombie Apocalypse, I think was the movie. I have it on video somewhere.
Zombie. I'll have to check it out.
Sounds
And
familiar, actually.
I think we might have talked about it on the show before. It's, like, totally shot on video. Like VHS.
Oh, yeah?
And like, yeah, it's like him and like these guys. You know, it looks like I don't want to shit talk it because you know, for a guy with whatever his
Limited
resources were, it was. I bought it. I mean, it was cool. I paid $25 for it.
Wow.
So, it was back in the day, but yeah, it's like a very low budget zombie movie, and he makes movies now that do okay. Like they do well. He's got actual actors and stuff. Like he's found his audience, and God bless him.
I mean, that's what it's all about.
But yeah, Todd Sheets movies, they're hilarious. And it's funny too, because I when I was a kid, the movie I watched was like the main plot is these two kids are trying to make a movie, but they're not kids. They're like, it's like if you played like an 18-year-old and you played like a 15-year-old and you played like a 16-year-old.
Okay.
My agent says the youngest I can go is 3.
And it's like these kids are like, "Hey, Dad, can we borrow the video camera?" It's like, he's like, "Yeah, but next time find your own tape. Last time you taped over Texas Chainsaw Massacre." Like he cut out a lot of this weird dialogue when they re-released the movies, because it was kind of like dialogue that's just like, it's funny, but it really doesn't advance the plot in any way.
But that's Kevin Smith's bread and butter.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like that. Like what I appreciated about these, I'm like, these are absurd, but he wrote this dialogue. Like I like this, you know. And then when I saw it re-released, like they cut it out, but it's all good. Like the movie's fucking. There's like a gang fighting, like these two gangs that don't like each other in the town, and like they have to like combine and like fight the zombies and stuff.
My enemy's enemy is my friend.
Yeah, so it was a fun flick. I'm not gonna shit on Todd Sheets.
But you'll shit on his sheets.
No,
Nice.
never. You shit on the bed, I kill you.
With Kevin Smith, I feel like the plot has nothing to do with the movie. I feel like the point of the movie is to get as many gags in between the beginning and the end as possible, and that's it.
It depends on the movie, man. Chasing Amy, I thought was like pretty.
Oh, Dogma too.
Yeah, and Dogma is pretty much character development.
Chasing Amy was pretty on the mark about the whole threesome thing, because I have some friends that engage in that shit, and a lot of the stuff that Joey Lauren Adams says, like, if I look at him the wrong way, you may get jealous and blah blah blah, and it could ruin our relationship forever. And that shit happens.
Joey Lauren Adams is a cunt.
No, I don't know, man.
I loved her in Empire Records when she sang that song on the rooftop. I wanted to tag her so bad. That was the best thing about Empire Records, which was a piece of shit. Liv Tyler, I wanted to just shit on her and tell her to go home.
Oh, she was so hot back then.
I watched a great coming of age movie actually this week called Girl.
Okay.
With
Is that the one where the girl's dressed as a boy? And
no, it's a movie
Hilary
where no, that's not that film.
Okay.
It's not that motion picture, James.
It's not that Thank you. Right?
No, this is this girl lusts after what's his name? Sean Patrick. Not Sean Patrick Harris. The guy for using The Walking Dead or in the Dead Zone. That show.
Oh yeah.
Sean something.
The guy from SNL. He was SNL for a while. The same guy.
I don't know.
From 16 Kids.
But it's a movie called Girl.
Okay.
And he plays a character called Todd Sparrow that sings in this band that's like Creed. And they're like, oh, it's Todd Sparrow. And he's like this homeless guy that like, he's just like a drifter, but he plays music. And then this girl like falls in love with him. And Portia de Rossi plays like his sister.
Portia de Rossi, was that
Ellen's wife or girlfriend?
She's hot.
Yeah, she was
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development, yeah.
She was in a great show called Better Off Ted that only lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah, Better Off Ted. I remember that show.
That show was fucking funny. It was with this corporation that had its hands in everything, and this guy Ted was in research and development, and they would make, they made meat out of DNA.
Well, I
think I remember that.
I don't at all recommend
I have it on
this movie, Girl. But
oh yeah, I was gonna IMDb.
Anthony Michael Hall, it says.
That's
in the
Michael
TV
Hall.
show.
Anthony Michael Hall. No. That was the TV show.
Oh, you want the movie?
No, he played. He was in the TV show. He played the Greg something character. Sean Patrick Flannery.
Oh, okay.
Boondock Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
I like that.
He plays Todd Sparrow, and he sings the worst songs in existence. Like, I can't quantify them. You really have to. I hope there's a YouTube video that shows this. If not, I'm gonna put one up because the music in this movie is like when this guy's being deep, he's like sitting at the piano, like plays like half a song, and like I can't finish it. the song needs an ending. Just all fucking hammy.
I love it.
And it was supposed to be one of those, like, coming of age, like, this girl's finding her sexuality and this and that. It was utter nonsense.
Yeah.
It was poppycock.
Poppycock.
We should use the word poppycock.
But it was on Lifetime. I subscribe now to another. Lifetime has gotten another $5 a month from me. Not only do I have a Sling TV and the Lifetime Movie Network, the app, or the Lifetime Movie Club, so I can stream it on demand. Now, through Sling TV, I also got the Lifetime Movie Network, so I can watch
stories.
More stories.
Can you watch like the old ones?
I'm watching my stories. Leave me alone.
Yeah, some of the ones they have on there are like from like
Mary-
'96. It's
Mary
like
Baxter or whatever.
It's like Cynthia Ladd or somebody from fucking like back in the day. Cheryl Ladd, rather. Like
That was Who's the Boss, right?
I think so. I don't know. Cheryl Ladd. I don't know what the fuck.
No, Three's Company.
Three's Company.
But you realize that your obsession with wrestling and your obsession with the Showtime stuff is based on the same thing, right? Lifetime.
I don't
Sorry.
know. I
Showtime
haven't
instead of
subscribed to
Lifetime.
WWE Network. I don't watch wrestling.
I'm just
anymore.
saying that you love all that drama shit. You're a drama queen, my man. You're obsessed
No, I don't
with
watch
drama.
No, you know what I'm obsessed with is just the. I don't know. It's funny to me, like.
Because I was watching Glow and they were like, basically, it's the same thing as like a daytime soap opera.
Totally, it is.
And that blew my mind when I heard that. That blew my fucking
Yeah, all
mind.
wrestling is a soap opera for guys.
Yeah.
But I'd rather watch it with.
But it's also too a physical. No, but wrestling's different. It's like a physical fucking thing. Like,
yeah,
it takes athleticism. Any asshole could be on a soap opera. James Franco was on a soap opera. You think James Franco could wrestle? James Franco would get his ass kicked.
I would like to watch James Franco get his ass kicked.
I hope someday they remake The Wrestler with James Franco. And like Miley Cyrus playing like the Marissa Tomei role.
I love it. I would watch that.
I would watch that for sure.
I think
Danny McBride is like the promoter. We're getting 2 more Halloween movies thanks to Danny McBride.
Awesome.
Kenny Powers. Who would have ever thought that of all the great things Kenny Powers would bring to this world, it would be 3 fucking Halloween movies. One of which so far I thought has been awesome.
Right.
I don't know if you guys saw the new Halloween.
I haven't.
I didn't see it, but I do want to see it though. It looks great.
I'm gonna.
No,
I don't know.
I like
So
that.
my Halloween was from 1978 and had Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, that's a classic.
And she's back!
I don't know.
As well she should be.
It's just, I hate that they keep dipping in the well. In the same well.
Yeah.
No more Matrix. No more Terminator.
Yeah.
No more
No.
Rambo.
You know what?
No more Indiana Jones even.
No,
'Cause I don't want to hear everybody bitch
Listen,
about
I
half
watched
these films.
the
What was that?
The
My
Last
phone, I'm
Crusade.
tired of the ring.
Oh.
I watched The Last Crusade the other day, where Indiana Jones and Sean Connery go on an adventure. You know,
That's a good one.
dude, that is the best one.
That's my favorite too.
And I love how all those movies have some kind of horrific thing that happens, like at the last 15 minutes, where it's like, oh yeah, this asshole idiot picks the wrong cup, and then he just ages 700 years, like his hair grows out. He's like, ah.
Okay.
John Williams' score was particularly good in that one, especially in the action sequences with that number that goes dun 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 to the action, and like the train chase at the beginning with River.
Dead.
Yeah, I love and.
You know what's great after that scene? After that guy melts. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
After that guy melts, the night is like just so cool. He's like, he chose poorly.
Yeah. Oh, I love at the end. That was the next thing I was gonna say. The fucking thing is crumbling.
Right.
They're like, the thing that the Scorpion King comes out of at the end of the Scorpion King is fucking crumbling, and Sean Connery's just waving to the night, and the night's just like, oh. Like, what is this guy just cool at it? Like, oh, the next person will come. This will fix itself. I'll pick up the cup and put it back. Like, what happens after that? Does the cup just sit there? This is just like an earthquake has happened, and now there's just a cup sitting just out of fucking reaching distance.
It's buried under
I
fucking
assume
rubble,
that
man.
the night was probably gonna die.
I think
Is the night even real?
He's been sitting there for like 700 years.
I like when he swings the sword, but he's 700 fucking years old, and he just falls. It's like, wow, what an anticlimax. He doesn't even have to murder this guy. Indiana Jones could have just pulled out a gun, shot him a bunch of times. Was he invincible? Did he find the right cup?
You know, there's an aspect of Indiana Jones that's very Spielbergian. Spielberg really likes to push the buttons of what makes people uncomfortable. First one, it was snakes. Temple of Doom had the scene where they had to turn the widget and all the bugs were crawling up.
They were all over him.
The woman he was banging his arm.
You wouldn't like it. There was rats.
Yeah, and then the third one there was
Don't
rats.
call me Junior. Oh, he's great in that. He's just so mad. We called the dog Indiana.
I love that Connery was banging the hot Nazi chick.
Yeah.
She talks in her sleep.
You're the man now, dog.
It's
Very good.
It's like one of the best fucking, I don't know. When I was a kid, I fucking hated it because I just saw Sean Connery as like this. Like, why is Indiana Jones hanging out with this feeble old fucking man? Like, who is this jerk off? I was like a little kid. I didn't know. I'm just like, this guy's annoying. He talks with this weird accent. It also explains why they try to be like Scottish fucking noblemen when they're like, oh, we're Scottish, we're in disguise. Like,
yeah.
When they're trying to get into someone. Yeah. Like, I'm Lord something or other. Like, okay, that makes sense. Like, if Sean Connery is his dad and he has that like weird accent, like, okay, I could see him trying to pull that off, you know, like he would have known what that is well enough to do it. But as an adult, I watch that movie and it's like, oh man, like he's fucking badass in that. Even with the whole thing, like the Nazi planes are coming and like he's got no bullets and he just fucking takes the umbrella and he's fucking chasing all the pigeons and it's just like they crash through the fucking cockpit, and the guy crashes into the mountain. It's like
the Nazis are always like these really like weird. They always die like, you know. It's weird. They're all stiff.
Oh, I love when they're in the tunnel. When the plane tries to follow them into the tunnel, and then you just see like the pilot, pilot like and then he gets out of the tunnel and blows up, and then they just drive through the shitty charred remains of his dumb plane. Oh, it's great. It's fucking. Those are like the greatest. Those first three Indiana Jones movies. The fourth one, but the first three are fucking. That's a great trilogy of movies.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I'd also like to point out is apparently Arabs are suckers for German engineering because they bribe them to have horses and soldiers with a fucking car.
Oh yeah, they try to give them all this other shit, right?
They're like, I need that. Ooh, 300 miles per hour. I don't know.
Oh, you know what else I've been watching on my vacation? Speaking of movies, it's a good thing I had 9 days off. Because there is 9 Ernest movies.
Nice.
Wow. We're not wasting anybody's time talking about Ernest movies.
Know what I mean?
Nobody gives a fuck about Ernest.
Santos wants to talk about Ernest.
No.
He's funny.
It's awful.
I love
Ernest. I'll tell you, they get
one note character.
In the when you get to Ernest gets to Africa, they get really fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's in brownface playing an Indian guy.
That's funny.
Oh my god, they get out of control.
Ernest is what if Mike Myers is still doing Wayne Campbell?
No.
25 years later.
Because
like,
Jim Varney did respectable stuff like Toy Story and Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain with Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, this is a real respectable.
And Lonnie Anderson.
And
the great
Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah,
Beverly Hillbillies, yeah, that was.
He was good in Beverly Hills.
He was
for sure.
Jim Varney, I watched a thing like he was like a Shakespearean actor.
Yes, he was.
And for him to play Ernest, that's actually brilliant acting.
Yeah.
It's just I hate when. I mean, honestly, I got sick of Paul Rubens doing Pee-wee. I
wish we got a.
I mean, it was great.
Ernest and Pee-wee movie.
That
would have been like Alien versus
it's
Predator.
a shared universe.
The 90s, yeah.
Oh, they share it with. What if it's Ernest and Pee-wee versus like Jason, Freddy, and all them, and they're running around.
I would like Ernest, Pee-wee, and Joe Dirt.
That would be a great combination.
Well, Spade can probably use the work.
No, he has a new show.
Does he?
He does?
Yeah, I saw that Rob Schneider. You know that guy he used to play on Saturday Night Live where he's like, "Hey, Santos making coffee."
Yes, coffee drinking man.
Yeah, he does that on the new. He does that on the new speech.
I love that. I love that character.
All right.
Oh yeah,
Cindy Sandstorm. Yeah, right. Yeah.
The Cindy Meister.
That's it. Yeah.
Senorita.
Right.
Yeah, he does that on the new David Spade show.
Right.
You know what? I don't hate David Spade. Like it's one of those things where it's like he's kind of like the necessary evil. Like I liked what the fuck sitcom was it that he was on where it was Patrick Warburton? Yeah, Rules of Engagement.
Rules of Engagement.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? Like, this isn't. It's not a bad show. And at this point in my life, he kind of plays the perspective of the character that I most care about, which is like the guy that's just getting tail and fucking doesn't give a fuck about getting married or having kids or any of that bullshit.
Yeah. Do you remember the movie he was in where at the end of the movie he sings Neil Diamond?
Nope. Oh, yes.
He's trying to get this girl who's like a violin.
Saving Silverman.
Yeah. No. That's a different movie that ends with Neil Diamond.
Oh, no.
And Spade's not in that. Spade actually did the Neil Diamond thing way before Jack Black and the guy who jerks off in the pie from New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Jason Biggs.
Yeah.
It's just like
from Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey.
Every year or so, I meet somebody who says they know Jason Biggs. Like so.
I know Jason Biggs.
And I'm always running into.
I used to run into people all the time. I know Jordan from My Chemical Romance. Good for fucking you.
There's nobody named Jordan.
Jordan. What's his name?
I don't remember.
Jordan from the New Kids on the Block?
No.
Mange Party?
Gerard.
Oh, okay.
Alright, actually, there's a Netflix show that I just finished that I'm really excited about. I'd like to talk about briefly. I was curious if you guys have seen it yet. If you haven't, you should.
What is it?
It's Umbrella Academy, which actually is connected to My Chemical Romance. Because Gerard wrote the comic book that the show was based on.
Yeah.
I never watched.
I never heard of it.
It's a very Watchmen take on the comic book universe. There's
like The Boys?
You would like it. It's dark.
I mean, like, you know how like the Watchmen deals with like for the first time superheroes were impotent, were raping people, were flawed. I think the superhero genre is evolving, and there's a bunch of shows that are following the Watchmen mold to kind of take the veneer off superheroes. If you think about it, Superman with that much fucking power wouldn't be happy, smiling,
No,
standing
you'd be
like this.
Blackburn.
What?
You'd be that movie Blackburn.
Right? Yeah. Had that come out yet?
Yeah.
Shit. I wanted to see that.
It's like a dark take on the
on
Superman origin.
Yes.
Because absolute power corrupts absolutely every time.
You think?
Yeah, unions are supposed to be good.
If I
next
knew-
thing you know, their leaders getting buried in the fucking.
If I knew that I could
giant
just
sea.
melt my boss with fucking my laser eyesight, I wouldn't take anybody's shit.
Yeah.
Why would I?
I feel like
If the world couldn't figure out what my weakness was, I would just fucking terrorize them. I would just be literally diving like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can hit lava and then come out the other side.
Like if you get
and just
to that
make new
point-
volcanoes.
You get to that point that's like, okay, you know, it's almost like if you think about it, it's like humans and animals, right? You know, we're stronger, we're smarter than animals, we know how to control them. You don't go out and just fucking kill a kitten, you know what I mean? You'd be a monster. You take care of it. I'm just saying that we have the capacity for both
But I also don't have the
and
capacity to shoot
love.
lasers out of my eyes. And
I'm just
have
saying if you would,
breath
you might be
that could just
responsible.
turn the ocean into ice.
That's pretty
I would be
cool.
like, I'm gonna fix global warming. Shut the fuck up. Enough. Enough.
And then they'd be like, yeah, now we got this big iceberg that we can't sell ships around for trade.
You know what? Fuck their trade. I'll take their ships and just throw them like a fucking football right over that shit.
And this is why you're not the
Over the glacier. You ready? Submarine. Boom.
You will never
Fuck
get
you.
the powers.
No, I won't.
They will grace me with them because I'll use them
You
responsibly.
will not be the Democratic ticket next year.
You think so?
I don't think you'll make it with that platform.
The thing about Umbrella Academy was that it was like all these kids that were born on the same day, and each one of them had powers. And this guy adopted them and kind of made them, but he treated them horribly as children and made them into like a super group.
Oh, no,
and then they broke up.
Like the Jackson 5.
And then they have to come back because he died. So then what's going to happen to their supergroup now? You know, one guy was on the moon, somebody else is like a superstar, somebody else was a heroin addict.
The heroin addict is actually the most interesting character.
Yeah, I like him too.
And it turns out his heroin issues were to cope with him not being able to handle his powers, because his powers were he could talk to the dead. And his handler threw him in a fucking tomb and locked it. And sit there, and then the dead is just yelling at him in other languages because it was an old tune, and the kid's like 8, like, so of course he's fucking traumatized.
I told you, like the show.
It's shot so effing beautifully, and their song choices for the action are just brilliant.
It's well done. It's very well done.
I'm telling you, Paul, if I don't like it, you can ban me for the show for one day.
If I don't like it.
If you don't like it, you can ban me from the show.
I wouldn't ban you from the show because I don't
All right.
like something. That's
I'll have to do something weird. I'll bring tacos from Burger King.
Oh God, no. I'll love it. Why do you have to do that to me?
I'd like to suggest a show too. There's a show that I don't think a lot of people know about on Netflix called Nightfall. And this one is about a crusader who's having an affair with a princess. No, actually, she's
what
the
is
queen.
a crusader?
A crusader is like a Templar, like a knight.
Oh, okay, like
during the Crusades.
Yeah,
so he's like a temple master, and he's having an affair with the queen, the Queen of France, and they get found out about, and drama ensues
French
there.
women throw it around.
But no, there's a lot of bloodshed in this. There's a lot of fighting. It's really fucking medieval, man. And you know what? I'm kind of tired of the whole. I never thought I would say this in my life. I'm getting kind of tired of superheroes, and I think we need to get back with stories with real people. Because stories with real people have people with real problems and overcome it without, you know,
and
like
you think
using
a
their brains
Templar
to run.
fucking a queen
With a sword,
real
man.
Story.
Hacking people apart, man. Like back in the day, serious bullshit.
You're talking about Friday the 13th and not Friday the 13th Part 8.
Pretty much.
When it's Jason's mom as the killer. We should bring that back.
Jason's mom comes back?
It's like Psycho 2, where they find out that Anthony Perkins wasn't the crazy one, it was actually his mother who was doing the killing.
They do find that out in Psycho 2?
Yeah.
No, isn't Psycho 2 with Meg Tilly?
I don't know if Meg Tilly was in it, but Vera Miles was in it.
Vera Miles and Meg Tilly, yeah.
It
Meg
turns
Tilly
out
plays.
the mom had a sister or some shit.
Something like that, and there was a killer. And then he takes the shovel, and he just hits her on the back of the head. It goes clonk. So perfect.
You know what? I like the Psycho sequels. Like
the sequels are good.
They don't shit on Hitchcock. They kind of.
No, they don't.
They kind of just. They definitely fall into the trap of being definitely more like slashery than the original.
A little bit.
But like,
well, Psycho 2 was pretty good. It was actually
no, I
pretty
I
solid.
thought Psycho 2 was cool, and I like Psycho 3. It has Jeff Fahey in it as like that rocker guy, and fucking he was in Lawnmower Man and a bunch of other.
What did
shit.
you guys think of the Gus Van Sant remake of the original?
Why?
It was awful, right?
I didn't like it.
It was just
Shot by
wholly
shot.
unnecessary.
It was.
Like,
Yeah, it was.
And the changes they made were like, okay, they changed the denomination of money and it's millions instead of thousands, and Vince Vaughn jerks off in it. You know,
Flea was in it. That's brilliant.
it's one of those things. Like I like Gus Van Sant. I guess.
If you're gonna remake a Hitchcock movie, remake one that he didn't have the technology for, like The Birds. I think The Birds should be remade. And I think you can make some medicine.
I don't know if you should really.
No, you know what?
Hitchcock
If
movie
you're
that.
gonna
It was
remake
so
a
tight,
if you're gonna remake a Hitchcock movie, you kind of have to make it. I would.
North by Northwest.
You know what I would want to watch?
On the birds
Listen,
with real birds instead of that.
I would rather watch Quentin
right.
Tarantino's take on a remake of Psycho, or Rob Zombie's take on a remake of Psycho, than Gus Van Sant is going to do it frame by frame.
Yeah.
I would rather
Which one
watch
was it?
something that's rolling the dice and kind of weird than, oh, I know what this is going to be exactly. Like, I don't want them to change any of the beats of the movie. I want the beats of the movie to all be the same. But I wouldn't have minded seeing it like in a modern time with like action, you know, that doesn't seem contrived. Like That's what I felt. Gus Van Sant was kind of like.
It was contrived.
Like,
It was pushing it.
I watched it once and I just couldn't wait for it to be over.
I couldn't finish watching it. I walked off. This is crap. The original is.
I had this thing where I always had to watch a movie to the end until I saw the Thin Red Line in the theater, and I was just so fucking bored. I was like, "Fuck this."
Ernst Malik.
What's that?
Who that was?
It was John Madden, I think.
John Madden was a football announcer.
No, this director shared the name with him. I'm pretty sure. I can Google it.
I don't know that film.
The Thin Red Line. It's a World War II movie. There's a part where fucking Travolta is like a general.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I command a unit. A unit. I'm gonna command this unit.
Not a brain cell, but a unit.
He has no hair now. I'm amazed. I saw.
It was around the time of World War II.
Oh, did you see him in Gotti? The Gotti movie?
No,
You gotta watch the Gotti movie that he made. It's like a fucking parody of like a campy parody of John Gotti, but it's supposed to be legitimate.
He's not scary in it. He doesn't pull it off.
Oh my god. I'm going to jail. I got hair in this scene, and they take a wig off me, and I don't have hair.
He kind of looks the part, but he just doesn't carry that.
No, he just looks like a Saint Bernard with no hair.
Oh my lord!
He has a huge face.
Right now.
Like, I would love to see a remake of Alien, except instead of the alien, it's John Travolta, and he opens his mouth, and another John Travolta comes out with a giant head.
Did you ever see that awful fucking Scientology sci-fi movie he was in, where he was like some evil Star Trek villain?
What the fuck is that? Event Horizon? No, not Event Horizon. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I know it.
Event Horizon.
Battlefield Earth.
What a piece
Where
of
he looks like
shit.
Rob Zombie. He has like these long fucking extensions in that are just like.
I thought he looked like a Bib Fortuna knockoff.
Rubber, yeah.
Like a dollar store Bib Fortuna.
What I love about that movie is it's all Dutch angles, where every like shot in the movie is like shot
wonderful
in a diagonal. It's like
it's a Dutch thing.
It's called a Dutch angle, yeah.
Oh wow, because Ali was telling me to do selfies that way, so you don't have a lot of empty space. And
in the frame.
And I think that's kind of cool. So
James utilizes the Dutch angles.
That's not all I utilize from the Dutch.
I want to start doing voiceovers.
That was a good line.
Dutch oven.
Right here. Dutch oven.
Nice.
Phil and I are on fire.
I know. Before we had the show, I aired that commercial we shot. We went and did an out and about. Probably air next week, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. How am I doing this? Is it out and about you, or is it out and about me? Because I'm on camera
out
more
and
than you.
about. It's just out and
out
about.
and
I mean,
about.
I'm there. I'm the cameraman most of it. But
I met another kindred spirit of sci-fi fantasy stuff. He leans more towards the horror, and I lean more towards the superhero. But there's always room in between.
Right.
And we're around the same age, and we knew a lot of the same toy lines, and he had some pretty cool stuff. There was a line of very plastic vinyl Godzilla figures that are about this big, semi-articulated.
Okay.
Their arms moved, their feet didn't. Godzilla's tail also moved. And they were this big, and it was called Godzilla's Gang. And I had thought for years it was called like Godzilla and Friends. It's Godzilla and Friends.
ABC, 10 o'clock on Saturday.
But there was but he was telling me there was some of the monsters that were used for this line, they borrowed off of other films that had nothing to do with Godzilla.
Okay.
Probably the same film company, they probably had the rights, but. So I always had this creature this big that had like a fish face with these giant hairy ears. And he was blue, and sure enough, this guy had him on the shelf.
Oh shit.
I almost bought him, but one of the arms was glued and the other arm was articulated. So I want if I get one, I want both arms.
I want to be able to move both arms, so I can use the figure to jerk me off like this.
Come on, man! You told me you wouldn't tell anybody.
This segment brought to you by Astroglide.
And Kenner.
And Kenner, nice.
So yeah,
I shoved Boba Fett into my shithole. I had a Boba fart.
Oh God! Oh.
I wonder how many Boba Fett's proctologists buttholes.
No, you know what? Jabba the Hutt was a big one because it gradually grew in size. So it's like, I could get like 1/3 of Jabba in, and then gradually by the end of it, I just had the arms like sticking out. It just looked like a Jabba turtle head was poking out, and that's when I decided to stop shoving things in my ass.
He looks like a turd anyway. So it's kind of,
that's what it is. The joke here.
Paul, why does your turd have arms?
I shit out a plastic Jabba figure when I got my colonoscopy. It was like a funny joke for the doctor.
Well, he shits out Java, and then also he gives one of those little farts, and then out comes Delicious Crumb.
And an Ewok.
And then a Wookiee just falls out. Is there anything else in your ass, Paul? The whole 40 to 63 action figures come out.
Who's your asshole of the week?
Why do I always have to start?
It's a general question. I'm asking.
It's a general question.
Let
me paranoid.
Shut up! I hate you, Phil.
All right, Santos, who's your asshole of the week? Watch figures it out.
Okay, my asshole of the week is a certain Mr. Frank Molina.
Oh wow!
I will explain.
Whoa!
I will explain.
Yeah, I need to hear this one.
As we know, selfies were $1 on Saturday night.
Oh.
Right? So anyway,
fuck, I owe you $1.
Actually, you owe me $1. You're part of the team, I think. I don't think that's a problem.
Okay.
But anyway, people were very generous. They gave what they could. It was, But anyway, Frank's like, "Hey, dude! Hey, you're divine, man! It's great! It's great! Let's take a picture!" I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, okay, Frank." So remember, Frank, though, it is $1 for a selfie.
Right.
And he mumbled something incoherently. We take the picture. I swear to God, I must have turned my head a little bit to the right. I turned my head left. He was gone. He was no longer in vision. And
Santos, I saw the purse at the end of the night. You weren't charging anybody. There was $8 in there, and $5 of it I gave you to do a selfie with what's her face,
That's right.
Sam.
Anyway, I was probably too drunk at that point, too out of it mentally, but anyway,
you gotta be like these people in Times Square or in Vegas. You gotta just
you grab onto them and you don't let them go until they pay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
you do the selfie, you grab them from the
millions of dollars.
All right. You grab them by the scruff of their neck until they pay.
Okay.
Anyway, not worried about it. But
I know. But anyway,
Molina, he's a cheap.
The thing is, though, I kind of made up for it because he was outside smoking a cigarette. He probably bummed off somebody else. It's like, "Frank, man, let me have some of that cigarette." "Okay, sure." I smoked most of it. There's maybe this much left of the cigarette. He's like, "Dude, can I have my cigarette back?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, Frank, no problem."
Hey,
way to go, Santa.
Got your $1.
There
Sticking it to the man. Oh, I'm sorry, the manly man.
Oh, God. But anyway, I was out of it. So yeah, the whole money thing kind of didn't compute after a while, I guess.
That's okay.
I know, thank you.
Who's your ass?
My asshole of the week is my VP, who today berated us because she dumped a whole bunch of work on us, including our normal workload, and then we couldn't complete it because we're not robots. And then she berated us until the other 2 girls in my department cried their eyes out this morning, and I felt so horrible. So I might have to confront her tomorrow and possibly get fired. Thanks.
You want to wield a sword, a flaming sword?
I'm gonna tape it too. I'll just put my phone out there.
You should tape it.
I'm gonna go positive. I don't have an asshole of the week. I got a hero of the week, and there's 2 of them. I gotta give it up to my rhythm section.
Nice.
They fucking showed up, and I thought they fucking brought it. Awesome. They kind of carried me because I got tired at the end, but
you were good.
And well, thank you. But I was worried about Lou because he's not really a heavy drummer, and he usually plays very small clubs. Most of the time he plays congas. He fucking brought it. Tepper, I have never had a bass player that good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've had a world of
Jeff Tepper.
Yeah, the great Jeff
Tepper. Yeah. Well, all right. Explain to the audience why you got Jeff Tepper.
All right. Anyway, here's the thing.
My bass player is Alan Tepper. Is a joke. We call him Alan Rock and Roll Tepper.
Anyway, by the way, I do like Frank. I like him a lot, but
that's fine. He's cheap. Everybody knows he's cheap.
Anyway, here's the deal. There was a guitar player for Captain Beefheart's band. His name was Jeff Morse Tepper.
Okay.
So something happened, my brain twisted it when I got on stage, and it was Jeff Rock and Roll Tepper. And then
the irony is, Alan's middle name is Jeffrey.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but he, like, I just feel like I've been eating chicken hot dogs for a very long time, and now all of a sudden my bass player is grass-fed beef. All I'm gonna say.
That sounds really
and it's nice to have a rhythm section, and it was nice because all summer I've been playing these small little places, making decent, like okay money,
Good.
$100 a head, but
That's cool.
you know, but we Celtic Corner told us twice to turn down on 2 different occasions, and
You were never that
we
loud.
stepped up on the freaking Clash bar. It was nice to be able to play loud again.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's huge, and it's funny because of the 4 bands, you are the loudest, and you played the quietest all night. That's why I did that bit with the, you know, like, oh my god. I found like a Slayer fan talking about how brutal Slayer is, and you know, I just thought it was kind of funny. Or was that your plan all along? The irony of it, or is this just where you're at musically? I'm just curious.
No, we just decided to do. I like doing the acoustic thing because I feel like I connect more with the audience, and I usually like doing it last because I feel like the people that are hanging out are the people that are fucking there to be entertained, or you know, like they got nothing going on, you know, like the people that are there during the whole rest of their show. To me, it's like they might love me, they might hate me. I really don't give a fuck. I feel like they're kind of fly by night. If you don't stay all night, like I feel like you're kind of an asshole of the week. But
Nice.
I want to give it up to the fucking guys that played with me. Like,
Oh my god,
guys are
Jeff and
amazing.
Sean are
Absolutely.
fucking, they're great.
Great
And then my
guys.
friend Chris, man.
Chris
Jeff
was
and
one of the-
Jordan-
one of the stars of
Jordan
the-
banging the fucking thing all night.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
But Chris is like fucking. He's one of my best friends since like 3rd grade,
Wow.
and like his band was awesome. That's mostly what we played, and we're gonna do that again. Me and
He did a
Jordan.
nice version of Dead Flowers. So.
Dead
Yeah.
Flowers, man.
Yeah.
Very good.
The Stones.
You both had the mustaches.
We had mustaches. Well, I was wearing green and he was wearing red.
Right.
Nobody realized we were like Mario and Luigi.
I realized.
I think it's because my shirt said "Make 7 Up Yours." But
You told me his name like 10 times before the show.
I think it's because that's how kids
And I
really
just
look.
kept calling him Red Shirt all night. I was like, hey, Allie, Red Shirt's got pipes.
red shirt
Red shirt.
security.
Red
But
Shirt's
no, I would say my asshole of the week is the lion that I had to tame.
was he just precocious, or was he just an asshole? Or?
There's a cat.
Put 'em on.
Cat.
Put 'em on.
I'll make a mincemeat out of you.
Yeah.
It's getting a little gay here. The Wizard of Oz references.
Oh, you realize that was the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
I thought it was a Ron Jeremy. Right?
No. Oh
I
God.
thought you guys were imitating Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy's.
Why
more
don't
like-
you show me?
And on that,
I'll unzip my pants.
we're getting out of here. Phil, don't unzip your pants.
All right. Oh Jesus.
So you want me to do Ron Jeremy?
Santos.
Hey,
Goodbye.
go to Necropolis and check out his store because it's not going to be around forever.
Nothing ever
yes.
is.
And you know, if you happen to be by Harding Ave, go visit the Clash Bar as well.
Go visit the Clash Bar.
Visit the Clash Bar, please.
Definitely.
We're out.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation of Cult of Contempt podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or want to hear your band on the show, just write us at cultofcontemptpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to see back episodes of the show, youtube.com/Plan10 Studios, cultofcontempt.org, or right here on Facebook, Cult of Contempt Network. Even check us out on Instagram at Cult of Contempt Podcast. You want to reach Paul? It's at Paul Mauld on Twitter and Instagram, and Paul of the Living Dead on Facebook.com. Phil Perry, the writer, on Instagram, and his Facebook fan page at Phil Perry, the writer. I'm Jim Cook at Jim Cook on Facebook, or Jim Cook Voice Actor on Facebook. You want to get a hold of me directly, jcookvoice@yahoo.com. On behalf of Paul and Phil, I want to thank you for listening. We'll see you next week at 8:15. I'm Jim Cook. Transmission out. Stand by for contact. We hope you enjoyed our presentation of Cult of Contempt podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or want to hear your band on the show, just write us at cultofcontemptpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to see back episodes of the show, youtube.com/Plan10 Studios, cultofcontempt.org, or right here on Facebook, Cult of Contempt Network. Even check us out on Instagram at Cult of Contempt Podcast. You want to reach Paul? It's at Paul Mald on Twitter and Instagram, and Paul of the Living Dead on Facebook.com. Phil Perry, the writer, on Instagram, and his Facebook fan page at Phil Perry, the writer. I'm Jim Cook at Jim Cook on Facebook, or Jim Cook Voice Actor on Facebook. You want to get a hold of me directly, jcookvoice at yahoo.com. On behalf of Paul and Phil, I want to thank you for listening. We'll see you next week at 8:15. I'm Jim Cook. Transmission out.
Center.